Buckle up because the high-octane world of MotoGP is finally back and better than ever. We are diving headfirst into the 40th edition of the Spanish Grand Prix at the iconic Jerez circuit. Marco Bezzecchi arrives as the championship leader, but with Jorge Martin hungry for redemption and legend Marc Marquez eyeing another historic win, the stage is set for an absolute thriller.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 mAh power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
The drama on the asphalt started immediately as Alex Marquez dominated the practice sessions, proving he is the man to beat after storming to the top of the timesheets. Meanwhile, rising star Pedro Acosta is facing a major uphill battle, and the Aprilia factory team is left scrambling as they struggle to keep pace under the intense pressure. It was a lightning-fast Friday in Jerez as Alex Marquez shattered the 1.35 barrier, leaving the rest of the field scrambling to catch up. With Fabio Di Giannantonio holding strong in second and championship leader Marco Bezzecchi fighting to stay ahead of the pack, the margins are razor-thin, and the upcoming qualifying session is going to be an absolute dogfight for pole position. Drama has already hit the paddock with Jorge Martin slapped with a three-place grid penalty for obstructing Alex Marquez during Friday practice. He will have to battle through the field this Sunday to keep his championship hopes alive. Catch all the action and find out how this plays out by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you never miss a beat. Ever wonder if the momentum of a championship can survive a month-long break? Well, hold on to your helmets, because MotoGP is finally back, and the dust is about to settle at the legendary Jerez circuit. It feels like an eternity since we last saw the grid at the Circuit of the Americas, doesn't it? With the Qatar GP pushed back to November due to regional tensions, the wait has been excruciating. But that just means the hunger among the riders is at an all-time high. Marco Bezzecchi rolls into Spain with a massive target on his back after that blistering run of 5 consecutive victories. He's clearly the man to beat, but let's talk about Jorge Martin. After the absolute heartbreak of his 2025 campaign, he's showing the kind of grit that defines a true champion. Then, of course, there is the Marc Marquez factor. He's a 3-time winner at Jerez, but we haven't seen him take the top step there since 2019. And with his brother Alex stealing the show last year, the family rivalry alone is enough to keep us glued to our screens. Who claims the crown at this 40th edition of the Spanish Grand Prix? It's anyone's game. Check out the broadcast times on your local listings so you don't miss a single turn, because the action doesn't stop here. The tour heads straight into a gauntlet of classics: Le Mans, Catalonia, and the iconic Mugello. Which rider are you backing to dominate this European stretch? Drop a comment below, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more race breakdowns, and remember, in MotoGP, a month off is just enough time for the landscape to completely change. We'll see you at the starting line. Ever wonder what happens when the undisputed kings of the track suddenly look like they've lost their compass? Welcome to a weekend in Jerez that is already defying every shred of logic we had heading into the round. Alex Marquez has just lit up the timing screens, topping practice and proving that on his day, he can dismantle the field with surgical precision. It is a massive statement of intent, but the real story here is the absolute chaos unfolding behind him. Pedro Acosta, the golden boy, the guy we all expected to be the protagonist of this championship, is out of the mix, and frankly, it is a massive gut punch for his title ambitions. Seeing someone with that much raw talent sidelined is a sobering reminder of how unforgiving this sport can be. Meanwhile, look at Aprilia. They came here with so much promise, yet they seem to be completely on the ropes, struggling to find any real traction while the rest of the pack surges ahead. Are we witnessing a mid-season slump, or is the technical development race officially hitting a wall for the Knoll factory? It is a tactical nightmare for them, and honestly it makes for riveting television. If you want to keep up with every twist and turn of this high-stakes soap opera, hit that subscribe button right now. In a sport defined by milliseconds, sometimes it is the smallest mistakes that leave the biggest scars. Stay tuned. Think the Jerez circuit couldn't get any hotter? Think again, because Alex Marquez just turned the track into his personal playground. In a stunning display during the second MotoGP practice session, the Gresini rider absolutely shredded the competition, clocking in a blistering 1:35.704. To put that in perspective, he didn't just beat the field. He was the only rider to break the 1:35 barrier entirely, leaving the morning's benchmark by Fabio Di Giannantonio in the dust by over a full second. It's a massive statement of intent, especially considering how tight the rest of the pack looks. Di Giannantonio held his own to lock in second, but the real story is just how close the midfield cluster has become. We are talking about a mere 150 milliseconds separating third place from 10th. That is razor-thin stuff, folks. Marco Bezzecchi managed to emerge as the top non-Ducati contender, but he's still looking at a half-second gap to Marquez, which feels like an eternity in this current era of MotoGP. Meanwhile, Marc Marquez looked sharp in fourth, and we saw some gritty performances from the likes of AI Augura and Francesco Bagnaia. On the flip side, it's a tough pill to swallow for some heavy hitters. Pedro Acosta is officially resigned to the Q1 battle after a frustrating session, and seeing riders like Joan Mir miss the Q2 cut by the narrowest of margins just highlights how unforgiving this grid is. Even Franco Morbidelli, who looked so promising earlier, found himself tumbling down to 14th. Yamaha is still struggling to find that top-tier pace, with Fabio Quartararo acting as the sole reference point, while the rookies continue to find their feet. As we look ahead to qualifying, that 150 millisecond spread is a powder keg waiting to explode. If you love the tactical chess match of motorsport, you need to be glued to your screens for qualifying, because not a single error will go unpunished. Who do you think has the edge for pole position? Drop a comment below, hit that subscribe button, and don't miss a second of the action. Because at Jerez, the only thing more unpredictable than the weather is the leaderboard. Ever wonder how a split-second lapse in judgment can completely derail a championship contender's weekend? That is exactly what we are seeing with Jorge Martin at the Spanish Grand Prix. The FIM MotoGP stewards have just handed down a 3-place grid penalty to the Aprilia rider, and it is a move that could prove costly for his title ambitions. The issue: Martin was caught dawdling on the racing line during Friday's practice session, effectively blocking Alex Marquez between turns 3 and 4. In a sport where milliseconds decide the difference between glory and defeat, impeding a fellow rider is a massive no-no, and the stewards clearly weren't in a forgiving mood. Now here is the kicker. Martin gets to keep his hard-earned qualifying position for the Tissot sprint, but he will have to serve that 3-place demotion when the lights go out for Sunday's main event. After finishing 9th on Friday, he fought his way into Q2, but no matter how fast he goes during Saturday's qualifying, the best he can hope for on Sunday is a P4 start. Talk about a self-inflicted uphill battle. Do you think the penalty is fair, or is this just another case of the stewards being over-involved in the racing action? Let me know your take in the comments below, and make sure to tune in this Saturday at 10:50 a.m. local time to see if Martin can defy the odds in Jerez. Don't forget to catch all the 2026 season drama live and on demand with the MotoGP Video Pass. Because in this sport, the smallest mistakes always come with the biggest price tags.